I believe the food-rich world we live in today puts the small group of the population carrying the double risk variant of FTO at a disadvantage. But it's not all bad news. We now know of one hidden benefit. On the next leg of my journey, I'm going to meet someone whose story is a great example of how exercise can exploit a bad genetic hand. I'm on my way to Merthyr Tydfil in Wales, where in the past it has had the dubious honor of being named the fattest town in Wales. 25-year-old Nathan Hewitt once hit the headlines as one of Britain's most obese schoolchildren. He's taken me to this cafe to show me what he used to eat on a regular basis. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Gosh, the
Wow.
portions are very big here.
Yeah. This is something I would eat like on a regular basis, like every week. Yeah. Probably every weekend. That was me at the age of 15 there, at my heaviest.
And how heavy?
23 stone. Not long before I made the decision to lose weight.
When you look at these pictures now, how does it make you feel?
Looking at them now, I don't identify as this person anymore. This is someone completely different to the person I am today. But at the same time, it is a sense of achievement. I'm living proof that on some level, we can change.
What has really impressed me about Nathan's transformation is that he was dealt a bad hand when it comes to his obesity genes. I've tested his genetics and discovered he has 2 copies of the FTO risk variant, making him 50% more likely to be obese.
Quite, strange to be carrying a genetic that does predispose me for, obesity, yet still living my life today as someone I consider slim and healthy.
The slim and healthy Nathan of today is the result of a hard-fought battle to change unhealthy childhood habits.
I spent a lot of my young teenage years hanging around in this area and eat junk food from the local corner shop there, crisps, chocolate, full sugar Coke, just constantly just snacking.
What made you change?
Well, from the age of 11 to the age of 14, we would every summer we'd take a trip to Alton Towers, and I waited in queue for about an hour and a half, looking forward to getting on this ride, and I couldn't fit on there. The clamp wouldn't close down, and I remember being told, I'm sorry mate, but you're gonna have to leave the ride, and that was hard for me.
This experience was the motivation Nathan needed to change his diet and cut out the fatty foods.
And I lost the weight, and the following year I went back on that ride and I fitted on there.
But for me, what's really interesting is how big a role exercise may have played in Nathan's transformation.
I opted for weights, so altogether when I finally reached my ideal size, I'd lost up to just over 11 stone in weight. I went from just under 23 stone down to 11 stone.
11 stone?
Yeah.
Nathan's combination of exercise and FTO double risk variant could be the key to his success. Although scientists don't know why, they have discovered that for those with a double FTO risk variant, exercise can mitigate against the risk of obesity by 30% compared to those with no risk variants. It's an extraordinary finding. Having the double FTO risk variant will increase your likelihood for being obese. But the good news is it also enables you to lose more weight if you exercise. Well, I've just come back from a run on a lovely winter's morning. I've been traveling so much lately, I haven't got as much cycling in, so I've been trying to supplement my exercise. You see, I'm practicing what I preach. Try to play my hand in life as best as I can. Today, I'm on my way to Southampton. I've heard about new genetic discoveries that could have serious implications for obesity in generations to come. These babies are just a few hours old, but it's possible that some of them are already set on a path to obesity. According to Professor Keith Godfrey, it's not only down to the genetics they have inherited, but also how genes are switched on or off during life in the womb.
We've always known that a mother's nutrition and lifestyle is really important for the growth and development of her baby. What we know now is that it has a long-term effect on the health of the baby, and part of that includes a big predisposition to obesity.
Keith's research suggests food that releases sugars quickly into a pregnant mother's circulation can have a lasting impact on their baby's weight. These high sugar levels flow across the placenta and affect the way in which the unborn baby's genes are turned on or off.
There are switches, chemical switches on the DNA, which are influenced by the mother's sugar levels and her diet, which tell one cell to be a muscle cell and another cell to be a fat cell. And when there are excessive amounts of sugar coming across the placenta, then there is an excess of fat cells. And that excess fat cell complement, it's with you forever.
According to Keith, these effects are associated with more than a 5-fold increase in the risk of childhood obesity. While the months in the womb are critical for the next generation's future risk of obesity, scientists believe that there may be another window of opportunity to stop the obesity epidemic, long before the babies are even conceived. Children are analyzing belongs to parents with healthy diets and parents with unhealthy diets, and their respective babies. Life Lab Program Manager Catherine Woods Townsend explains the results.
Okay, so here we have sample 1 is the DNA from a mother who had a healthy diet while she was pregnant, and the DNA from her offspring, and you can see it's identical. And then we have the DNA from a mother who didn't have such a healthy diet, and the DNA from her offspring, and what do you notice? The patterns are different.
The changed pattern means that the baby's gene has been altered by the mother's poor diet, putting them at greater risk of obesity. And it's not just expectant mums that can influence their unborn child's risk.
It's really important for us to keep the boys engaged and show that actually they're just as crucial in this process. So here we have DNA from a father who had a healthy diet and his offspring's DNA from a father who had an unhealthy diet and his offspring's DNA. And again, you can see that the patterns are different. So kind of at a really simple level, the message we're trying to get across is that actually what you do during your life can change your DNA, but not only for yourselves, but also for your future families. So,
I'm not trying to scare you guys.
Well, it's kind of scary, but then you can also use it as a motivation to maybe eat healthy or be a bit more active in your lifetime.
What an absolutely inspiring day. It was fabulous to see these kids engage with science, engage with their health, and at this early stage in life where they can do something about it before they become unhealthy, before they become obese.